should he pay the £200 and now because he'd be committing an offence under that act if he was to pay it. So I hope he doesn't pay it, because by definition he's still got reasonable cause that these guys, in making the decisions they've done today, remain complicit in the cover-up of terrorist activity.
It was a magistrate's court. Who was on the bench?
I don't know.
I've heard it was a judge.
I wasn't, because I was a witness. I've not been inside, and I haven't been called. No.
You haven't been called?
I haven't been called. None of the witnesses have been called.
You're Tony Farrell. You are an expert witness, are you not?
Well, I was. Call me an expert witness or what, but I was one of several witnesses that Tony has asked to come today. I presented a 2-page evidence report to support Tony in his stance on Section 15 Article 3, along with people like Ian Henshaw and Ray Savage being a former counter-terrorism man. No, not one of us has been called, and none of the evidence has been discussed.
So basically,
the judge has made a decision.
But this is kangaroo court.
It is. Yeah. It is. So unfortunately, that's the situation.
That's sad.
No, I myself have been inspired by Tony's stance on the Section 15 Article 3 of the Terrorism Act. I'm not sure whether he was the first to do it, but he's the only one I've heard that's done it. Now, I've done it. I've been in front of Barnsley Metropolitan Borough Council under the same argument twice, with a slightly different reason, because being thrown out of South Yorkshire Police, and knowing what I didn't know about South Yorkshire Police, that Meredith Hughes, the Chief Constable, had a QPM given to him, and also had post 7/7 management of the investigation and cover-up of 7/7. Also, my Detective Chief Inspector Steve Williams, who was my manager at the time of my sacking, admitted to me on the 5th anniversary of the 7/7, the day before I made my stance, that he was down on the terror drill and on the day itself. So this was a Detective Chief Inspector from the Force Intelligence Bureau of South Yorkshire Police down on a terror drill on the day of the London bombings. Now, what terror drill was that? Was it Peter Power's drill? Well, if it's Peter Power's drill, then it makes Peter Power out to be an absolute liar, because the last definitive statement Peter Power has made in terms of weaseling out of what he knew and what that exercise was all about was that it was simply a back office staff, a handful of people from his own back office that was part of that terror drill. That was like 2 years after he'd given the impression that this was a big exercise. There was 1,000 staff in his organisation, drills at the exact same locations as the bombs. And therefore he then sort of says that it was just back office staff. Well, what was Williams? Williams wasn't a back office staff. Williams was a Detective Chief Inspector from one particular police force. How many other Detective Chief Inspectors from other police forces were down on that drill in order to feed back to police forces the lie that happened?
It makes total sense. And of course, South Yorkshire Police, it's now been discovered or uncovered that they were complicit in the Hillsborough disaster too. So
that's been proven over three. We've had 3 inquiries really. Lord Stuart Smith, and now the Bishop of Liverpool. That inquiry. But it's been proven that they've covered up for 23 years. Successive chief constables.
So basically, they can cover up anything.
Well, they're prepared to lie to cover up their reputations. And I mean, like when they sacked me, they didn't say I was wrong. They simply said, your views are incompatible with where we're at the moment, and we'll never get the government to tell the truth.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We are just the government foot soldiers. Well, no, we're not the government foot soldiers. They're public servants, and they have a duty of care to the public to tell the truth. And there should be no sacred cows.
No, I agree with you totally.
But there are sacred cows at the moment.
And unfortunately, we've been sold down the river by successive governments. I call them governments, they're not really, they're just quasi-dictators in my opinion.
But what I will say is that there's more and more people now from the police service are coming up to me and asking for help. They are wanting to engage. They are telling me that there's networks of paedophiles and they are having difficulty breaking through at the higher ranking service.
Of course, we've got the Jimmy Savile.
They need help, they need help. So it's police service. There's some good coppers.
Oh no, not doubting that.
And they need help. They need more. They need to see more of this kind of thing.
I think they do.
Great turnout today. And people need to be standing up for the truth. And as a result of what's happened today, I would urge everybody to consider whether they should be paying their council tax and their licence fees.
Yeah.
I think Tony won the argument today.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Therefore, people's chance under Section 15, Article 3 of the Terrorism Act. And in fact, if you're not making a stance, you should be bloody well arrested because you're committing an offence under the Terrorism Act.
Absolutely.
Now that if you all believe that 9/11 was an inside job and you believe 7/7 was an inside job, then to actually go and pay your tax, a proportion of which goes to the police service, that's utterly covering up all of this, then you yourself, you are actually committing a criminal offence under that definition. So, I think the best way we can support Tony is collectively get together, lawful rebellion, don't pay your council tax under that offence, and don't pay your BBC TV licence. Now, if we all did that, they'd soon start to take note.
Absolutely.
And let's hope that what Tony's done today with his bravery, in the first to do this, actually people follow suit, because I think that's the way we can actually start to hit them hard.
Absolutely.
And I just hope that people will be brave enough to follow Tony's lead.
Well, we are.
What you do, it's liberating.
Certainly we are. Well, that's what we call Truthferretfilms. We are the Truthferretfilms. And thank you for your interview. Thank you. You're a great man. Tony's a great man. Thank you.